Have you ever grabbed a handful of nuts thinking you're making a smart health choice, only to wonder if some varieties might actually be doing more harm than good? Well, you're in for a revelation. In this video, we're going to unveil the surprising truth about nuts, revealing the 5 powerhouse varieties that can revolutionize your well-being by boosting heart health, enhancing brain function, and even extending your longevity. But we won't stop there. We'll also expose the 5 types that might be secretly undermining your health goals with hidden risks you never saw coming. Stay with me until the end, because this small dietary tweak could make a tremendous difference in how you feel every single day. In fact, knowing which nuts to embrace and which to avoid might be the simple change your body has been craving. Before we begin, I'd love if you could hit that like button to help me continue spreading these vital health lessons. If you haven't joined our community yet, please subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss any future videos. If you're enjoying this content, comment "Great" below to let me know, or if there's room for improvement, I value your feedback too. Now, let's discover the incredible truth about nuts that could transform your well-being. 1. Almonds, the cardiovascular champion. If you've wandered through any grocery store recently, you've undoubtedly encountered almonds in countless forms: raw, toasted, sliced, blanched, transformed into smooth butter, or even processed into creamy dairy-free milk. These distinctive teardrop-shaped wonders have become increasingly popular, and for excellent reason. They're nutritional powerhouses, especially beneficial for those seeking to maintain vitality as they age. What elevates almonds to superfood status? Their remarkable ability to support cardiovascular wellness stands out as a primary benefit. These nuts overflow with monounsaturated fats, often called beneficial fats, which perform wonders for your cholesterol profile. These healthy lipids help decrease LDL, low-density lipoprotein, the troublesome cholesterol that can obstruct arteries, while simultaneously increasing HDL, high-density lipoprotein, the protective cholesterol that naturally safeguards against heart disease. If your physician has ever expressed concern about your cholesterol readings or encouraged more heart-conscious choices, incorporating a daily portion of almonds, approximately 23 nuts, roughly an ounce, could be a deliciously straightforward step toward improved cardiac health. Beyond their lipid benefits, almonds are also treasure troves of magnesium, an essential mineral that's frequently overlooked yet crucial for overall wellness. Magnesium plays a vital role in controlling blood pressure, supporting nerve function, and ensuring your muscles, including your heart, perform optimally. Many adults suffer from subtle magnesium deficiencies without realizing it, which can manifest as hypertension, muscle cramps, or even irregular heartbeats. By incorporating a handful of almonds into your daily routine, perhaps sprinkled over yogurt, blended into a smoothie, or enjoyed alone, you're providing your body with a natural magnesium boost to maintain these systems functioning smoothly. Additionally, almonds are wonderful for your skin thanks to their generous vitamin E content. This potent antioxidant battles oxidative stress caused by free radicals, which accelerates aging and appears as fine lines, wrinkles, and dull complexion. Vitamin E acts as a shield, neutralizing these harmful molecules, reducing wrinkle formation, maintaining skin hydration, and even offering some protection against UV damage. If you're searching for a natural, food-based approach to keeping your complexion radiant and youthful, almonds could become your favorite ally. As with all beneficial foods, moderation remains crucial. Almonds are calorie-dense, containing about 160–170 calories per ounce, so overindulging could affect weight management. Stick to the recommended serving of 23 nuts to enjoy the benefits without excess. A word of caution: if you're tempted by flavored varieties like chocolate-covered, honey-roasted, or yogurt-coated almonds, be mindful that added sugars and fats can transform this wholesome snack into a calorie-heavy treat more similar to dessert. For those with tree nut allergies, almonds are obviously off-limits, so consult with a healthcare provider if you're uncertain. In summary, almonds are nutritional powerhouses, delivering heart-healthy fats, essential minerals, and skin-nourishing antioxidants in a compact, delicious package. Just a handful daily can significantly enhance your well-being. If almonds are the heart's loyal companion, our next nut might just be the brain's greatest advocate. Comment "Great" if you're learning valuable information so far, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps me continue creating quality content to inform and inspire you. 2. Walnuts, the cognitive enhancer. Picture this. You crack open a walnut and behold a wrinkled, two-lobed nut bearing an uncanny resemblance to the human brain. It's almost as if nature provided a subtle hint and scientific research has confirmed it. Walnuts rank among the most exceptional foods for cognitive wellness. Whether your goal is enhancing memory, supporting long-term brain function, or preventing age-related cognitive decline, walnuts deserve a prominent place on your shopping list. What distinguishes them? It begins with their impressive omega-3 fatty acid content, specifically alpha-linolenic acid ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that's uncommon among nuts. Omega-3s are renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties, and inflammation represents a silent saboteur in the body, particularly regarding brain health. Chronic inflammation drives memory loss, cognitive deterioration, and even neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease. By incorporating walnuts into your diet, you're equipping your brain with natural protection against this damage. But that's merely the beginning. Walnuts also contain abundant antioxidants, including polyphenols and vitamin E, which safeguard brain cells from oxidative stress. Research supports this. Studies suggest that regular walnut consumption can improve memory, enhance mental processing speed, and support overall cognitive performance, making them an ideal choice for anyone seeking to maintain mental sharpness throughout life. Beyond brain health, walnuts offer a surprising advantage for metabolic wellness. Emerging evidence indicates they may enhance insulin sensitivity, a key factor in blood sugar regulation. This makes them a smart selection for those managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, as their unique combination of healthy fats, fiber, and protein slows digestion and helps prevent blood sugar spikes. A typical serving, approximately 14 walnut halves or roughly an ounce, delivers these benefits without overwhelming your calorie intake. Though like almonds, walnuts are energy-dense at around 180–190 calories per ounce, so portion control remains advisable. Regarding flavor, walnuts can be an acquired taste. Their natural tannins contribute a slight bitterness that some find off-putting. If that's you, try lightly toasting them in the oven or soaking them in water for several hours to mellow the flavor and enhance their buttery richness. Storage matters too. Walnuts' high oil content means they can become rancid if kept in warm, humid conditions. Maintain freshness by storing them in an airtight container in the refrigerator for several months or freezer for up to a year. In essence, walnuts represent a true superfood, supporting brain health, heart health, and metabolic balance. Make them a daily habit, tossed into oatmeal, blended into smoothies, or enjoyed as a standalone snack, and your mind and body will thank you. Comment "wonderful" if you're enjoying these nutritional insights. 3. Pistachios, the weight management marvel. Now let's examine pistachios, those vibrant green treasures often spotted at gatherings or sporting events, where their satisfying crunch and subtle sweetness make them universally popular. Pistachios offer more than just delicious taste. They're a strategic choice for anyone aiming to maintain healthy weight without sacrificing enjoyment. Compared to many nuts, pistachios provide a lighter caloric option, containing about 120–130 calories per ounce, approximately 49 kernels, making them a figure-friendly snack for those mindful of portions. This doesn't mean unlimited munching, but it does provide more flexibility for satisfying cravings. What makes pistachios exceptional for weight management? It's all about satiety, that feeling of fullness that keeps hunger at bay. Pistachios deliver an impressive trio of protein, fiber, and healthy fats, which work together to prevent overeating. The act of shelling them adds another brilliant dimension. It slows consumptions, giving your brain time to register fullness and making mindless overindulgence more difficult. Studies even suggest that the visual cue of discarded shells can reinforce portion awareness, a small but clever psychological trick. Beyond weight control, pistachios shine for eye health thanks to their rich stores of lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that protect against age-related macular degeneration and maintain visual clarity as you age. Like their nutty counterparts, pistachios deliver heart-healthy benefits with monounsaturated fats that support cholesterol balance. Their vibrant color indicates their antioxidant prowess, which combats inflammation and oxidative stress throughout the body. A serving of approximately 49 pistachios fits nicely into a balanced diet, but if purchasing pre-shelled or flavored varieties like salt and pepper or chili, watch for added sodium or sugars that might sneak in. Store them in a cool, dry place to preserve freshness. As we age, our bodies undergo various changes, and one area becoming increasingly vulnerable to wear and tear is our vision. The delicate structures of our eyes face growing threats from factors like blue light exposure from screens and artificial lighting, plus oxidative stress, a process where harmful free radicals accumulate and damage cells. Fortunately, certain compounds found in nature can serve as protective shields for our eyesight. Pistachios contain nutrients such as lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that help filter harmful blue light and neutralize free radicals, safeguarding the retina and supporting long-term eye health. By incorporating these crunchy green nuts into your diet, you're not only treating yourself to a tasty snack, but also providing your eyes with a natural defense system to maintain sharp, clear vision well into your later years. Despite their impressive health benefits, pistachios, like all good things, require a mindful approach to consumption. While lower in calories compared to some nuts offering around 160 calories per ounce, they remain energy-dense, meaning their compact size hides significant caloric content. This makes portion control essential, as it's surprisingly easy to lose track and munch through far more than intended. A recommended serving size is approximately 1 ounce, which translates to about 49 pistachios, a generous amount compared to larger nuts like almonds or walnuts, thanks to their petite stature. This larger quantity per serving can make them particularly satisfying, offering a sense of fullness and enjoyment without overloading your calorie intake. Their shells also play a helpful role, slowing your eating pace and giving your brain time to register satisfaction, which can prevent overindulgence. Comment, healthy pairing, if you're excited to learn how to optimize nut consumption with the right food combinations. 4. Brazil nuts, the thyroid supporter. Now let's shift our focus to a lesser-known but remarkably potent nut that delivers powerful benefits for a specific aspect of wellness: thyroid health. Brazil nuts, often overshadowed by more popular choices like almonds or cashews, deserve the spotlight for their unparalleled nutritional profile. These large, crescent-shaped nuts may not grace every snack bowl, but when it comes to supporting your thyroid and strengthening your immune system, they stand in a league of their own. Their secret weapon: selenium, an essential trace mineral that plays a starring role in thyroid function. The thyroid, a small butterfly-shaped gland in your neck, acts as a master regulator of metabolism, energy production, mood stability, and countless other bodily processes. As we age, maintaining its optimal performance becomes increasingly vital, and selenium represents a key player in that mission. Selenium supports the thyroid by facilitating production and conversion of thyroid hormones such as T3 and T4, which govern everything from how efficiently you burn calories to how well your brain functions. Even a mild deficiency in this mineral can disrupt balance, slowing metabolism, depleting energy, or even affecting mood and cognitive clarity. Beyond thyroid benefits, selenium functions as a potent antioxidant, partnering with vitamin E and other compounds in Brazil nuts to combat oxidative stress and inflammation, two culprits behind aging and chronic conditions like heart disease or diabetes. Additionally, selenium strengthens the immune system, enhancing your body's ability to ward off infections and recover from illness more effectively, an advantage that's especially valuable as immunity naturally declines with age. What makes Brazil nuts truly unique is their extraordinary selenium potency. Unlike most nuts where a generous handful constitutes a serving, these nuts deliver so much selenium that just 1 or 2 per day can meet your daily requirement, roughly 55 micrograms for adults. This efficiency represents both a blessing and cautionary tale. Overindulging in Brazil nuts can push selenium intake into toxic territory, a condition known as selenosis, which may manifest as brittle hair and nails, gastrointestinal upset, or in severe cases, neurological disturbances. Moderation, then, isn't just a suggestion, but a necessity. Think of Brazil nuts less as a casual snack and more as a targeted nutritional supplement, a small but mighty addition to your diet. If they're slightly earthy, dry texture isn't your favorite. There are clever ways to enjoy them without risking excess. Try finely chopping a single Brazil nut and tossing it into a mix of almonds, walnuts, or sunflower seeds for varied crunch. Alternatively, blend it into a smoothie with spinach and banana, or sprinkle it over oatmeal or yogurt paired with fresh fruit like sliced apples or blueberries. This approach lets you harness their thyroid-supporting, immune-boosting benefits while keeping intake in check. Brazil nuts demonstrate that good things come in small packages when used wisely. They're nutritional powerhouses for longevity and vitality. Comment Selenium Boost if you're discovering new ways to support your thyroid health. 5. Pecans, the antioxidant powerhouse. Lastly, let's explore a true American treasure that often gets overlooked in discussions about nutritional superstars, the delectable pecan. Native to the southern United States and northern Mexico, pecans have been nourishing people for centuries with their rich, buttery flavor and impressive nutritional profile. What sets pecans apart from other nuts is their exceptional antioxidant content. These unassuming nuts rank among the highest antioxidant-rich foods on the planet, outperforming many fruits and vegetables in their ability to neutralize harmful free radicals. The star players here are a group of compounds called flavonoids, particularly flavin-3-ols and anthocyanins, which work tirelessly to protect your cells from oxidative damage, a key factor in aging and chronic disease development. This antioxidant prowess translates to tangible health benefits, particularly when it comes to reducing inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is increasingly recognized as an underlying factor in numerous health conditions, from heart disease and diabetes to arthritis and certain cancers. The anti-inflammatory properties of pecans may help mitigate this risk, creating a protective shield against these common age-related ailments. For heart health enthusiasts, pecans bring more good news. These nuts contain significant amounts of monounsaturated fatty acids, similar to those found in olive oil, which have been extensively studied for their ability to improve cholesterol profiles. Regular consumption of pecans may help lower LDL bad cholesterol while maintaining healthy levels of HDL good cholesterol, a combination that reduces risk of heart disease and stroke. Even more impressive is the pecan's fiber content, which supports digestive health and helps regulate blood sugar. This makes them an excellent choice for those managing diabetes or insulin resistance, as the fiber slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, preventing sharp spikes and crashes in glucose levels. Rich in essential minerals like manganese, copper, and zinc, pecans contribute to bone health, immune function, and metabolic processes. They also provide a good dose of B vitamins, particularly thiamine, which plays a crucial role in energy production and neurological function. Unlike some other nuts that require careful portion control due to allergen concerns or toxicity risks, pecans are generally well tolerated and can be enjoyed more liberally. A standard serving of about 15-20 pecan halves approximately 1 ounce delivers substantial nutritional benefits without overwhelming your calorie budget, though they remain energy-dense at about 200 calories per serving. In the kitchen, pecans shine with versatility. Their naturally sweet flavor makes them perfect for both sweet and savory applications. Sprinkle them over salads, stir them into yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or enjoy them straight from the shell. For a delightful treat that maximizes their antioxidant potential, try lightly toasting pecans with a touch of cinnamon, which enhances both flavor and nutritional value. Store pecans in an airtight container in the refrigerator or freezer to preserve their delicate oils and prevent rancidity. This simple step extends their shelf life significantly and ensures you'll always have these nutritional powerhouses at the ready when cravings strike. I believe you're enjoying this video. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this content. Comment "Wonderful" if you're enjoying these nutritional discoveries. Now, let's examine the nuts that might be better avoided. The 5 nuts to approach with caution. Having explored some stellar nut options, let's pivot to a more cautionary perspective. Not all nuts deliver equal benefits, and some warrant reconsideration, especially for adults aiming to optimize health. While nuts are often celebrated as nutrient-dense superfoods brimming with healthy fats, protein, and vital micronutrients, certain varieties come with drawbacks that could undermine wellness goals. Whether due to excessive calories, allergen risks, or problematic additives, some nuts might be better enjoyed sparingly or avoided altogether. Let's examine 5 types that could present challenges, beginning with a deceptively indulgent option. 1. Macadamia nuts. Calorie concerns. Macadamia nuts often evoke images of luxury. Think white chocolate macadamia cookies, premium trail mixes, or buttery roasted handfuls. Their rich, creamy texture and subtle sweetness make them distinctively appealing. But this indulgence comes at a cost, particularly if you're monitoring weight or prioritizing heart health. The primary issue with macadamia nuts is their staggering calorie and fat content. A single ounce, about 10-12 nuts, contains over 200 calories and 21 grams of fat, higher than most other nuts. While much of this fat is monounsaturated and heart-healthy, the sheer density makes it alarmingly easy to accumulate calories without feeling satisfied. Compare this to pistachios or almonds, which offer more volume per calorie, and the difference becomes evident. Compounding the issue is their irresistible nature. Unlike firmer nuts that require deliberate chewing, macadamia soft, melt-in-your-mouth quality can lead to eating far more than intended before realizing it. A quick nibble can easily become hundreds of extra calories, potentially derailing weight management efforts. Commercial preparations only exacerbate the problem. Honey roasted, salted, or chocolate-dipped macadamias add sugar, sodium, and saturated fats, transforming a potentially wholesome choice into a dietary pitfall. For older adults managing cholesterol, blood pressure, or blood sugar, these embellishments can tip the scales unfavorably. That doesn't mean macadamias must be completely off-limits. Moderation and strategy are key. If they're a must-have, opt for raw or dry roasted varieties and stick to strict portions, ideally pre-measured in small snack packs rather than loose handfuls from a jar. Better yet, incorporate them into meals for controlled enjoyment. Crush a few over a leafy green salad, mix them into a quinoa bowl with vegetables, or blend them into homemade pesto. This way, you can savor their unique flavor without overdoing it. While macadamia nuts aren't inherently villainous, their calorie density, ease of overconsumption, and frequent unhealthy additions make them a nut to approach cautiously rather than carefreely. For those prioritizing weight control and cardiovascular wellness, keeping them as an occasional treat rather than a dietary staple represents a wise choice. Comment mindful munching if you're learning valuable strategies for nut consumption. 2. Peanuts, a common allergen with hidden risks. Peanuts maintain an ubiquitous presence in many households and diets across America, cherished for their versatility and rich, earthy flavor. From classic peanut butter sandwiches to salty roasted handfuls enjoyed at baseball games or holiday gatherings, peanuts hold a special place as one of America's most widely consumed nuts. Yet despite their widespread popularity and cultural significance, peanuts come with potential pitfalls that deserve closer examination. Contrary to common belief, peanuts aren't true nuts at all. They're legumes, belonging to the same botanical family as beans, peas, and lentils. This distinction might seem trivial to average consumers, but it carries important implications. For instance, their classification as legumes explains why some individuals with tree nut allergies can safely enjoy peanuts without issues, while others experience severe cross-reactivity to both tree nuts and peanuts, blurring dietary safety boundaries. The most pressing concern with peanuts involves their association with allergies, which rank among the most severe and potentially life-threatening food sensitivities. Peanut allergies affect millions worldwide, and for those afflicted, exposure can trigger anaphylaxis, a rapid systemic reaction, potentially including difficulty breathing, swelling, and dangerous blood pressure drops. For individuals or families managing this condition, vigilance isn't optional. Complete avoidance of peanuts and peanut-derived products represents the only reliable safeguard. Symptoms can develop suddenly and escalate quickly, making peanuts a hidden danger in settings where cross-contamination poses a risk, such as restaurants, bakeries, or shared kitchens. Beyond their allergenic potential, peanuts harbor another insidious threat: aflatoxins. These toxic compounds are produced by certain molds, namely Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus, which thrive in warm, humid conditions that peanuts may encounter during growth, harvest, or storage. Aflatoxins aren't merely minor nuisances, they're potent carcinogens linked to liver damage and elevated liver cancer risk over time. In the United States, regulatory bodies like the FDA impose strict limits on aflatoxin levels in food products to protect consumers, but the risk isn't eliminated. Peanuts purchased in bulk from less regulated sources or those stored improperly for extended periods may still contain elevated toxin levels. This danger is particularly pronounced in regions with inadequate oversight or in products imported from countries with less stringent standards, making it a persistent concern for peanut enthusiasts. Adding complexity, many commercially available peanut products contain unhealthy additives that undermine their nutritional value. Consider peanut butter, a childhood staple for many. While it can provide wholesome protein and healthy fats in pure form, a quick survey of supermarket shelves reveals jars containing hydrogenated oils, refined sugars, and excessive sodium. These additives, intended to enhance flavor and shelf life, can contribute to various health issues, including heart disease, weight gain, and chronic inflammation. Similarly, roasted peanuts, often marketed as convenient protein-rich snacks, frequently contain excessive salt, artificial flavorings, or sugary coatings like honey or caramel glazes. What might begin as a potentially nutritious choice can quickly transform into a dense, nutrient-poor indulgence, posing a stealthy challenge to maintaining balanced nutrition. How can one enjoy peanuts more safely and healthfully? For those who appreciate their nutty taste and creamy texture, the key lies in mindful selection and moderation. Opt for natural peanut butter without added oils, sugars, or preservatives, just peanuts and perhaps a pinch of salt. Portion control remains equally critical, as peanuts are calorie-dense and overindulgence can promote unintended weight gain. Proper storage represents another vital step. Keep peanuts in cool, dry places, ideally in airtight containers, to minimize mold growth and aflatoxin contamination. When buying in bulk, source from reputable vendors with transparent quality controls. While peanuts can fit into healthy diets, their allergy risks, vulnerability to toxic contamination, and frequent unhealthy processing mean they should be approached cautiously rather than carelessly. Comment allergen aware if you're learning important safety information. 3. Pine nuts. Pricey, delicate, and prone to off flavors. Pine nuts occupy a luxurious niche in the culinary world, prized for their delicate, buttery flavor and subtle crunch. These tiny seeds, harvested from certain pine tree cones, have been gourmet staples for centuries, enhancing dishes across Mediterranean and Italian cuisines. Whether sprinkled over fresh arugula salads, blended into vibrant basil pesto, or tossed with sautéed vegetables and herbs, pine nuts bring elegant touches to meals, pairing beautifully with tangy cheeses, fragrant olive oil, and zesty seasonings. Yet despite their culinary allure, pine nuts come with drawbacks that make them less practical for everyday snacking or as nutritional powerhouses compared to other nuts like almonds, walnuts, or pistachios. One significant challenge with pine nuts is their high oil content, which renders them exceptionally perishable. Unlike hardier nuts, such as almonds or cashews that can remain in pantries for months without deteriorating, pine nuts are more fragile. Without proper storage, their abundant natural oils oxidize rapidly, leading to rancidity, a process that depletes nutritional benefits and creates unpleasant stale or sour flavors. This spoilage doesn't just compromise their delicate taste. It can cause mild digestive discomfort for some consumers. To preserve freshness, pine nuts demand careful handling. Store them in airtight containers in refrigerators for short-term use or freezers for longer periods. Room temperature rarely suits these nuts, especially in warm or humid climates where spoilage accelerates even faster. Even more peculiar is pine mouth syndrome, a curious and vexing side effect reported by some pine nut enthusiasts. After consumption, certain individuals experience persistent bitter or metallic tastes that linger for days or even weeks, altering the flavor of everything consumed. Though not physically harmful, this condition can be frustrating, turning pleasurable meals into prolonged sensory ordeals. Researchers remain puzzled about exact causes, though theories point to specific pine nut varieties, particularly those from certain Chinese pine species or individual biochemical sensitivities. If you've ever savored pine nuts only to find your morning coffee tasting metallic for days afterward, you might reconsider reaching for them again. Nutritionally, pine nuts fall short of the robust profiles offered by many nutty peers. While they provide healthy monounsaturated fats, they contain notably less protein and fiber compared to almonds, walnuts, or pistachios. A typical serving delivers less satiety, meaning they're less likely to keep hunger at bay for extended periods, a key consideration for those seeking nutrient-dense snacks to fuel busy days. They also lack the broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals found in other nuts, such as vitamin E in almonds or omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts. When factoring in their steep prices, often resulting from labor-intensive harvesting processes and fleeting shelf lives, pine nuts appear less practical for regular consumption. How can you enjoy pine nuts without these pitfalls? If their unique flavor appeals to you, they can still enhance dishes, but restraint and care remain essential. Use them sparingly, perhaps a tablespoon sprinkled over salad or a small handful blended into pesto, rather than consuming them by the fistful as standalone snacks. For more budget-friendly and nutrient-rich alternatives, consider substituting sunflower or pumpkin seeds, or even almonds, which mimic their texture while offering more protein, fiber, and vitamins at a fraction of the cost. When purchasing pine nuts, buy only quantities you'll use promptly and store them properly in refrigerators or freezers to maintain freshness. Check their origins if possible, as some sources suggest nuts from traditional Mediterranean species like Pinus pinea may be less likely to trigger pine mouth syndrome than cheaper imports. Ultimately, pine nuts bring gourmet flair to tables, but their perishability, lower nutritional density, potential side effects, and premium pricing make them nuts best savored occasionally rather than relied upon as daily dietary staples. Comment gourmet wisdom if you're gaining new insights about culinary choices. 4. Chestnuts, the carb-heavy exception. When you think of chestnuts, your mind might immediately conjure picturesque scenes of bustling holiday markets where vendors roast them over open fires, filling the air with warm, inviting aromas. Perhaps you envision cozy winter evenings by crackling fireplaces, savoring the distinctive nutty sweetness that chestnuts bring to seasonal traditions. Chestnuts hold special places in many cultures, celebrated in songs and recipes from roasted snacks to creamy soups and festive stuffings. However, despite their charm and distinctive flavor, chestnuts differ surprisingly from most other nuts in one significant way: their nutritional profile. While nuts like almonds, walnuts, and pecans are renowned for high protein content and heart-healthy fats, chestnuts represent outliers, composed primarily of carbohydrates, specifically starch. They bear closer resemblance to grains like rice or starchy vegetables like potatoes than to their tree nut cousins. This unique composition creates their naturally sweet taste and soft, crumbly texture, but it also means they don't deliver the same protein-packed or fat-rich benefits that many associate with nuts. One notable distinction with chestnuts is their low healthy fat content, a hallmark of most other nuts. Consider almonds or walnuts, which contain abundant monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats extensively studied for cardiovascular benefits. These fats help reduce inflammation, lower bad LDL cholesterol, and increase good HDL cholesterol, making them go-to choices for heart health. Chestnuts, conversely, contain negligible fat, less than 2 grams per 100 gram serving compared to 50-60 grams in many other nuts. This fat scarcity means chestnuts lack the satiety factor feeling of fullness that higher fat nuts provide, which can be crucial for weight management or between meal snacking. If your goal involves incorporating nuts specifically for heart-healthy fats or sustained energy, chestnuts might disappoint. Another consideration involves their higher glycemic index, a measure of how quickly foods raise blood sugar levels. Because they're predominantly carbohydrates, about 80% of their calories come from carbs, they can cause more rapid blood sugar spikes compared to protein and fat-rich nuts like pistachios or hazelnuts. This characteristic makes chestnuts less suitable for individuals carefully managing blood sugar, such as those with diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance. While their natural sweetness creates a tasty treat, especially when roasted or boiled, this sweetness carries costs for those monitoring carbohydrate intake or seeking stable energy throughout the day. For context, a single ounce of chestnuts, about 28 g, contains roughly 15 grams of carbohydrates, whereas the same amount of almonds has only about 6 grams, with most being fiber rather than starch. From a micronutrient perspective, chestnuts aren't entirely without merit. Though they don't compare to nutritional heavyweight nuts, they provide modest vitamin C and unusual benefit for a nut, along with small amounts of potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins like B6 and folate. These nutrients offer some advantages, such as supporting immune function and energy metabolism. However, compared to other nuts, chestnuts provide less robust mineral or antioxidant profiles. Almonds, for example, deliver abundant vitamin E, magnesium, and calcium nutrients critical for skin health, muscle function, and bone strength. Walnuts contain high levels of omega-3 fatty acids, which support brain health and reduce inflammation. Chestnuts offer fewer essential nutrients and significantly less protein, about 1-2 grams per ounce compared to 6-7 grams in almonds or peanuts. This lower protein content further reduces their ability to provide lasting satiety, making them less substantial snacks. That said, chestnuts aren't without culinary and dietary appeal, particularly for those seeking specific food qualities. For individuals following gluten-free diets, Chestnuts provide naturally gluten-free alternatives to grains, offering starchy bases that can replace wheat-based ingredients. Their soft, creamy texture, reminiscent of mashed potatoes when cooked, makes them incredibly versatile in kitchens. Traditional European cuisines, particularly Italian and French, use chestnuts ground into flour for desserts, pureed into velvety soups, or roasted as simple side dishes. In Asian cooking, they appear in sweet paste or savory stir-fries. Their lower fat content can benefit those deliberately reducing dietary fats, provided they remain mindful of carbohydrate consumption. During holiday seasons, roasting chestnuts remains a beloved ritual, and their unique flavors can elevate dishes like stuffing or complement root vegetables beautifully. To enjoy chestnuts moderately without excessive carbohydrates, strategic pairing helps. Since they lack substantial fat and protein, combining them with complementary foods can balance their blood sugar impact and create more well-rounded snacks or meals. Try serving roasted chestnuts alongside small cheese portions, lean turkey slices, or handfuls of higher fat nuts like almonds or walnuts. This combination adds healthy fats and protein, slowing digestion and providing steadier energy release. Portion control remains key. Stick to small amounts, about 5-6 chestnuts or 1 ounce, to manage carbohydrate intake. Another practical note: chestnuts are more perishable than other nuts due to higher water content, approximately 50% compared to 5 to 10% in almonds or pecans, making them prone to mold without proper storage. When purchasing fresh chestnuts, keep them in perforated bags in refrigerators and use them within 3-4 weeks. Alternatively, consider vacuum-packed or canned versions for longer shelf life, though these may contain added sodium or preservatives. Comment: carb conscious, if you're learning to make more informed nutritional choices. 5. Cashews, the over-processed favorite. Let's explore cashews, those creamy, curved delights that have captured snack aisles and recipe books worldwide. Their smooth texture and subtle sweetness make them universally appealing, whether eaten alone, transformed into velvety cashew butter, or incorporated into both sweet and savory dishes across global cuisines. However, behind their irresistible allure lies a complicated story that might make you reconsider their place in your regular diet. Cashews undergo one of the most intensive processing journeys among all nuts, a fact few consumers realize when enjoying their buttery goodness. Unlike almonds or walnuts that can be simply harvested and minimally treated before reaching your pantry, cashews require elaborate processing due to their natural protective compounds. In their raw state, cashews are surrounded by a double shell containing cardol and anacardic acid, caustic substances similar to those found in poison ivy. This natural defense mechanism means cashews must undergo multiple steps, including steaming, roasting, and careful shelling to become safe for consumption. This extensive processing has several consequences. First, it significantly increases cashews' carbon footprint compared to less processed nuts. Second, and perhaps more concerning from a health perspective, commercial processing often involves high temperatures that can diminish nutritional value, particularly heat-sensitive antioxidants and beneficial plant compounds. These high-heat methods may also produce potential carcinogens like acrylamide, a chemical that forms when certain foods are cooked at high temperatures. Beyond processing concerns, cashews present particular challenges for those with sensitive digestive systems. They contain significant amounts of phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors, natural compounds that can interfere with nutrient absorption and cause digestive discomfort in susceptible individuals. While all nuts contain these compounds to some degree, cashews are particularly high in these potential irritants. For those with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, leaky gut, or other digestive sensitivities, cashews may trigger bloating, gas, or abdominal pain more readily than other nut varieties. Another little-known fact about cashews involves their carbohydrate content. While classified as nuts and often included in low-carb diets, cashews actually contain more carbohydrates than many of their nutty counterparts. With about 8 grams of carbs per ounce, they provide nearly twice the carbohydrate content of walnuts or pecans. For individuals following ketogenic or very low-carb diets, this higher carbohydrate level may be problematic, potentially interfering with metabolic goals or knocking sensitive individuals out of ketosis. Cashews also present concerns regarding their fat composition. While they do contain heart-healthy monounsaturated fats similar to those in olive oil, their fatty acid profile isn't as impressive as walnuts rich in omega-3s or almonds loaded with vitamin E. Additionally, cashews contain a higher percentage of saturated fat than many other nuts, approximately 3 grams per ounce compared to 1 gram in walnuts. While not alarming in moderation, this higher saturated fat content makes them a less optimal choice for individuals actively working to reduce saturated fat intake for heart health reasons. The widespread commercial popularity of cashews has also led to extensive monocropping practices and environmental concerns in major producing countries. Cashew plantations have been associated with deforestation in some regions, and the caustic nature of cashew processing has raised worker safety concerns in facilities without proper protective equipment. From an allergen perspective, while peanut and tree nut allergies receive more attention, cashew allergies can be particularly severe. In fact, some allergists note that cashew reactions may be more dangerous than peanut allergies in certain individuals, with symptoms potentially including anaphylaxis. Cross-reactivity between cashews and pistachios is also common, meaning those allergic to one may need to avoid both. This doesn't mean cashews should be completely eliminated from healthy diets, but approaching them with awareness and moderation is wise. When enjoying cashews, opt for dry roasted varieties without added oils, salt, or sugars. Consider alternating cashews with other nuts that offer more favorable nutritional profiles, such as walnuts, almonds, or pistachios, to diversify your nutrient intake. For those with digestive sensitivities who still enjoy cashew's distinctive flavor, soaking them overnight before consumption can help reduce phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors, potentially improving digestibility and nutrient absorption. This traditional preparation method has been used for centuries to make nuts and seeds more digestible. In culinary applications, cashew's creamy texture makes them excellent for plant-based alternatives to dairy products. Cashew cream, cashew cheese, and cashew milk can be delicious options for those avoiding animal products. In these applications, their slightly higher carbohydrate content can actually be beneficial, contributing to the desired creamy consistency. Comment: processing perspective. If you're gaining new insights about food preparation methods, making smart nut choices, the balanced approach. To wrap everything up, nuts can be fantastic dietary additions, offering various health benefits depending on your selections. On one hand, you have nutritional powerhouses like almonds, walnuts, pistachios, Brazil nuts, and pecans, which deliver healthy fats, protein, and vital nutrients, supporting heart health, brain function, weight management, thyroid wellness, and overall vitality. On the other hand, there are nuts to approach more cautiously. Macadamia nuts high in fat and calories, peanuts technically legumes with potential allergen and aflatoxin risks, pine nuts expensive and sometimes linked to taste disturbances, chestnuts starchy and low in fats and protein, and cashews heavily processed with higher carb content. Everyone's nutritional needs are unique, so if you're uncertain about how nuts fit into your health goals, whether managing specific conditions or optimizing your diet, consulting healthcare professionals or registered dietitians can provide personalized guidance. Ultimately, the secret to maximizing nut benefits lies in balance, variety, and moderation. Whether incorporating them into salads, enjoying them as snacks, or savoring them in holiday treats, the right nuts in appropriate amounts can be delicious, nutritious allies in your wellness journey. And there you have it, the 5 nuts that can revolutionize your health and the 5 you might want to reconsider. What have you learned today? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below sharing one insight you've gained that you'll implement in your life. Maybe you'll swap macadamia nuts for pistachios, or add a daily Brazil nut for thyroid support, or be more mindful about cashew consumption. What's your key takeaway? If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button, share with friends who could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based nutrition and wellness content. Before you go, check out our other videos on superfoods, anti-inflammatory eating, and longevity secrets. You'll find plenty more actionable health wisdom to transform your well-being. Until next time, stay healthy and make informed choices about those nuts.